crazy, man. That's what the problem is. These people are just so... These people are doing all this persecution that they persecute great people just because they're trying to do good. They say, no, they're not trying to do good. They're trying to worry about themselves. Here's how the art of war works. What I'm talking about them doing all these indictments with Trump and that. How this works is rich, classy people that never have nothing done to them don't understand what an underdog is. People in the normal society understand that I'm an underdog. I'm not a filthy millionaire motherfucker. I don't have a Ferrari in my front yard having 3 women sucking on my dick and balls now or whatever it might be. I'm a person that just lives his life. Making $0 right now. Might make $500 a fucking week when people are literally making $1 million a week. But not even all rich people like that. There's a lot of rich people that literally don't give a fuck about politics. Because they know how the system's ran, so they're just like, whatever, it doesn't matter what happens. Just like this one guy, his name is, they call him the rich daddy, or the rich father, or whatever. He's an Asian guy. He looks like he's probably like in the 60s and that. And the dude's, he owns a bunch of shit. He's a multi-billion-dollar person. He's a multi-billion-dollar person, and he even talked about it. He's like, I know Trump. He's like, I don't give a shit about the politics and that. You know what he said? Okay, dude, you do not have that much fucking damn life, bro. You know what he said? He's like, I don't care. He's like, he's a good person. He doesn't do, he's just a good person. Just because you're rich doesn't mean you're bad. They're not lying. Just because you're rich doesn't mean you're bad. Anyone could have money. They're speaking the truth. Anyone can have money, but it doesn't mean that you're a bad person. Which one's this one? Ooh. Lower your shield, the greater effect. That's the initial problem with a lot of people. Like, people don't understand that. Like, some people that believe that they're higher class just because they believe in something, they believe in a group of people and that, they just establish that they're better. They're not actually better. They're being fooled to think that they're better. They say, like, I don't care about the Republicans or Democrats. I look at policies as I wipe my ass. Because their policies seem to change enormously a lot depending on who's in there, whose favoritism them. I never give all in to one thing. I look at both things, I see what's good, and all I see is that what Democrats are doing right now is persecuting a political opponent because they know that they're losing. This is what sore losers do. They lie, they say a bunch of bullshit, and they know that they're fucking losing. Because no one cares anymore. When you stop caring about how the system works, guess what happens? You change it. I hate our system. I hate Social Security. I hate federal fucking... I hate Medicare that I don't fucking use. I hate paying for all these other loose-end fucking piece of shit people that don't even want to get a fucking damn job. They're too busy, you know, living off the fucking bullshit of the government or off TikTok and shit like that or whatever it is. That's cool. Because money's money's inflated by like 8% so we're only doing 92 fucking cents to $1. So what does that say? That we lost 8% of our fucking money to society just because and then we gotta deal with fucking taxes constantly pumping in. It's a failed system. It's not meant for us to be salvated by this system. The system's rigged for a reason. And this is why people get so upset. Because it is rigged. I guess gun does do a little more damage though. The system's rigged. But people think that they're part of the system because, you know, they might work for, say like Democrat people might work for the unions and that because they're more democratic lay, you know, kind of people and that. It's like, okay, you can work for that, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're for you, no. Any amount of people actually know how this works. In war efforts, you can trick people to believe in something that's not true by giving them false agendas to think that are going to be, you know, used. So, like, for instance, you know, people say, you know, Joe Biden did this, Joe Biden did that, but when you look at it, he didn't do anything. What did he do? He didn't do absolutely fucking nothing, honestly. I don't know why people still think that he did something that. Because he did. Why is that? Because he did. I don't got the fucking rules. He just didn't do anything. And people try to say, well, he didn't do nothing. Just plain and simple. Stop being in a cult. Be in reality. People are all in cults. People think you have to choose a side. Choose what side? There's no side to be chosen. That's what their agenda is, to try to prove which one, by talking, by doing their bullshit, is to be able to sit there and activate certain things for people to understand that, hey, vote for me because I'm going to do good. And then when people don't do good, you know, false belief or bullshit, which seems to be happening a lot nowadays, what do? They do the same thing they always do. You do false bullshit. Social Security needs to die. I don't want to give any money to my government. No money to the government at all. Fucking zero. Get rid of the Federal Reserve. Being serious, get rid of all that crap. So how is it going to function with the roadways? I always say roadways and that. I love you say government roadways and that. Everything's run by the fucking states. There's no such thing as federal roadways. They're all state roadways, by the way. Nothing's run by the fucking federal. Everything's run by the state. Each state has their own ways of dealing with stuff. We don't need federal. People want to rely on federal laws, bullshit. They think our federal government has so much power. Actually, they really don't have that much power. They have a way they can change things, but they don't have absolute power over everything. I don't want to be controlled by media heads. I want to be able to walk outside and, you know, drive my car with gas that's fucking 10 cents to a gallon because we have unlimited supply of this shit. That's why people out there say we have unlimited supply. Why don't drills ever move? Why don't oil drills ever move? They keep the shit out in the Atlantic Ocean. They drill the same spot. They just put the fucking tube in there and suck up more oil. They don't drill anything. Everything's in place. They just cap it off. They wait a couple of years and it fills back up and they get more. Because you guys don't know. You guys don't know shit. You guys don't know anything. Your world is right out there and you guys are sitting there worrying about politics. Politics doesn't exist. It's a way of formulating cults. That's the way it is. And people don't understand that. What are cults? Cults are things that you believe in. They give you a false pretense of being God. People say, what do you mean by that? You don't understand shit. You can't understand what you mean by being... God himself is not anything that could be practiced. So not, you know, you can't just walk in and say, I'm God. What do you create? Nothing. How people really think? People are confused as fuck with their lives. So they don't know Jack from shit and Jack just left town. Like people like Ben Shapiro that, you know, he doesn't really bash Trump and that, but his instinctive is that, oh, we need no. You let someone run like they're supposed to run. The biggest problem is, you know, they never let people finish their shit. They always keep saying this dumbass fuck shit over and over again. Well, we need someone young in there. Okay. People are going to follow in his footsteps. That one Indian guy. 100%. He spoke the truth. Drill, 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 drill. He said we should never stop drilling. They should never ban it because of climate change. But China's doing enormous amount of fucking stuff. That's what biology was like, dude. China's polluting 30 times more than us because they don't have the technology to dilute the pollution. You got these raven fucking morons like that Gabby, whatever the fuck her dumbass name is. Bitch was like 14 years old, 15 years old doing this fucking shit. Why did she do it? Because she was part of a high-class rich society that threw her in this fucking loop at age 13 to learn how to be a fucking crazy climate dumbass. That's basically what it was. I mean, she never had a life. She got paid millions of dollars to sit there all day and be like, climate change is coming to make money. No, I do actually. Nah, dude. People are really fucking dumb. How does a fucking young woman at 13, 14 years old get paid millions of fucking dollars to do climate change bullshit? Ha! That little napalm thing just fucking blew his ass out. That's so funny. Anything on that you drop? I don't think that. I think that is. I don't think it's really that. Nope. What the fuck, dude? That's the biggest thing is people freak out about that stuff. Like, come on, guys, you guys gotta look at it from this, like, the actual position of like what's going on. Like, you guys cannot be that blinded by actual truth. Like, people are so blinded by actual truth that they don't know what to do. They sit there and are like, these people are just actors, you know, for the most part. They like Obama was nothing but an actor, 100% actor. Anyone, if you ask anyone that's like that voted for him, and that which a lot of people did, because he was better than Mitch Romney, but anyone said, "What did he do?" And they can't think of one thing other than Obamacare. Like, Obamacare wasn't good. Obamacare was actually horrible. We're paying more tax. Well, healthcare. This healthcare. Fuck healthcare. What do you mean? Well, if you have to do this, if you take good care of yourself, then that healthcare shouldn't matter, right? I'm being dead serious. If you stay exercise, you eat healthy and that, you're not gonna get sick. I'm being serious. If you exercise every day, you take your turmeric, you take your magnesium, you take your multivitamins, you take all these things that actually do make you better, guess what? You're better. Illness itself comes from weakness of the body. So basically, you don't get sick if your immune system's strong enough to defeat it before you get sick. You don't get sick first. No, you build up a sickness. You don't just get sick. You get a cough first, and then that cough turns into sickness. That's how actual illness actually works. Your body fights it off before you become sick. The only reason why you become fully sick is because you got weakness in your system. Yeah, it doesn't matter what it is. No, that's not true. That's not true at all. That's not how it works. I had COVID. I didn't even get sick. I had diarrhea for like a day or so. My body fought it off, and I was done with it. Had for like maybe like 4 or 5 days. Had a little minor cough and that. That was it. Yeah. So the body, people don't understand how the body works. Well, you gotta study biology for that. You gotta study stuff. You can't just, doctors don't tell you shit. You gotta learn on your own crap. Yeah, because you actually got sick, though. I did not. That's how sickness works. You can't say everybody's the same. Hell no, there's people way different. I do not get sick. If I get allergies or something like that, okay, allergies has nothing to do with sickness. That's about it. Like, full on, you're weak, you can't fucking move, your body's in, goes in pain and shock, whatever it might be, depending on how weak your immune system is. Yeah. Yeah, I think ancient times did not have the medicines that we had, as in pharmaceuticals. Ancient times had actual wisdom of boosting the immune system. Our bodies is what cures us. Medicine does not cure us. Medicine brings down symptoms. Still too young to get sick, and nothing being young. Young people are fucking way more sickening than I am. I'm not even young. Our bodies are run on keeping us alive. If we don't treat the body right, it's hard for us to stay alive. That's why when people do get sick, they stay sick longer. Natural remedy. Apple cider vinegar. White vinegar is a natural remedy. That boosts your immune system and it causes you to be able to fight against sickness. Many people don't know that. Because they run around and say, antibiotics. Antibiotics actually do both damages. They kill both bacteria. So your body's regulated of good and bad bacteria. If you have more good bacteria in you, and more or less likely if you have a good immune system that you don't like destroy everything, because antibiotics do destroy both sides of the system, which has been proven fact. They actually do tell you that. You constantly get sick the same time every year. You know what you do is deal with the sickness. Let your body fight it out. It's like, oh, you're going to die. No, actually, you won't die. If you have a strong will, you will not die. There was one year I got really sick. I was with my ex. I got so fucking sick. I was sick for like 2 weeks. I took no antibiotics. I took nothing. I just dealt with it. I stay hydrated, which is number one thing. You get massively dehydrated. I stay hydrated, and I fought it off. After that massive sickness, I never got sick. What was it? It was probably the flu. Most common sickness is normally the flu. And I don't get sick. Symptoms, maybe I'll get symptoms of sickness, but my body doesn't get sick. You know, there's youthful people a lot more, you know, unhealthier than people that are older. And age has nothing to do with it, honestly. Unless you're like 80, 90 years old, and yeah, but most times age has nothing to do with it. Some people are born with immune deficiencies, of course. But that's a rather small percentage of people. It's just how it is. That's why people that dive into pharmaceuticals not so much. You know, they always want to say, oh, there's a trick. Take a pill, get rid of everything. Dude, that's not how the body works. The body doesn't work like that. Our body needs nutrients. Most times vitamins and minerals are the one thing that produce enormous amount of nutrient value. But the biggest thing? Salt. So salt's so bad for you. Is it? You know what salt does for you, right? It activates your nervous system. And it causes your nervous system to be able to be wired. Because we live off salt. We are electrical beings. We need salt, iron, magnesium. We need copper. We need zinc. We need metals in our body to be able to function. Now, how many people tell you that? Most people think energy drinks is what, you know, gets you going. Like, yeah, because that's vitamin B, and I know what vitamin B does. It amplifies the energy production in your body from food. How many people know that? People are clueless because no one wants to study. People say you have to go to college to learn. Fuck, I learn all this shit just by researching how the body works. Trying stuff out, see how I feel. Listen to people that are enormously more educated than me. And then they're stating the actual facts. I don't need to go to school for 10 years. Let them go to school for 10 years. I just learn from them. YouTube's great. I learn from experts, doctors, neuroscientists, biologists, scientists. All these people are coming out and speaking actual truths. But you have to look for it. So I was sitting there watching PewDiePie playing Minecraft, or watching Mr. Beast do some stupid-ass, goofy fucking shit, or watching Ninja play Fortnite for 12 hours a day, basically sitting there doing absolutely nothing but sitting there getting mad because he sucks now. You research stuff. I didn't call myself the great mind gamer for no reason. It's the honest truth, because I research an enormous amount of crap about human beings. You know, just like exercise is a huge factor of balancing out dopamine rushes. Burning muscle, getting your muscle fibers to burn and split gives you a massive testosterone boost. Causes your hormones to rise. It does. I did it myself. I tried it out and it works. You just collect data. How good do you feel after you're done getting a nice big ass pump and then you're tearing muscle fibers in that? Yeah. Your hormones go up. Your dopamine goes up, your testosterone goes up, your growth hormones go up, everything goes up. So I check market, I say testosterone, all these hormones slightly go up from breaking down muscle fibers. Or activate my heart rate to a certain beat. Like moving really fast, throwing a lot of energy in your body, guess what happens? Your hormones go up. That's how it works. You test out what a thing is, and you check mark it when it makes sense. That's it. You know, I always activate these thoughts. When you were a little kid, you're always entertaining, you run around with your head cut off from that, you got massive energy everywhere. Why? Because you're expelling energy that you have. So if you're expelling energy that you have from food and water and caffeine or whatever, you actually raise hormones up. You become more energetic. So you tap your feet more. You wave your hands more. You constantly want to express yourself more because you want to give out a positive energy force. People give out a negative energy force. They sit there all day, oh, life sucks so bad because of this and that. Because you don't know. You don't know shit. You go to school and they teach you how to sit there all day and drool over your fucking desk. You know what you want to do is you want to draw. You want, go home and be with your friends. That's how this stuff works. To understand how stuff works is to be able to test it out. I tested, like I said, I got COVID. I had it for 5 or 6 days, which they told you that. They said, if you're not if you don't get sick over in the first week, then you probably won't get sick. And that was the truth. They weren't lying to you. They're telling you up front. Not everyone's going to get sick over this. You know? And then, for instance, when people got, the jab in them, they got COVID. Why? Because normally when you get any type of flu-related virus shot or whatever it might be, you get that kind of sickness for a brief moment. It builds up immunity. What's the difference in the normal stuff? There's no difference. And this is how it's always worked. Like smoking cigarettes, drinking, smoking weed, all that, it makes you weak. It just makes you weak. If the goal makes me feel good, that's what dopamine goes. You can do dopamine by doing jumping jacks. You can get your dopamine up by sitting there and watching a really good movie and that. You gotta understand how dopamine is. People don't get that. They don't get how dopamine works. They don't get how hormones work. They don't get shit. They're sitting there all day believing a bunch of dumb fucks. There's actually good people out there trying to explain specific details how this stuff works, and no one wants to fucking listen. Like, 2 + 2 is 4, I'm not even joking. I'm being fucking serious. People just don't want to listen. They always want to go against it because they believe they know more. If you knew so much more, then why are you getting sick? Why aren't you looking like a model? Why aren't you ripped with 6-pack and fucking 250 pounds worth of muscle on that? Because the body only does so much. Like, people believe all these people that they sit there all day and like they're not on steroids. They're fucking so fucking big and huge. Do you know how big your body can get? Oh no, you don't do it. Yeah. I've seen people that say specific, I just talk to bodybuilders. They say specifically that they take steroids. They take testosterone. There was one girl at work and that I used to work with up at Denny's that her husband was a bodybuilder. He was bodybuilding, getting back into that. And she was telling me specifically the stuff that he took. He took DECA and Tess. And then he would do gear. But he cycled off gear every like 3 months. And he cycled off DECA every 6 months. He just do Tess. I don't know how much he did, but... And he was already big. But how big would he have gotten if he wasn't on DECA and all that crap? He probably wouldn't be as big as he is. But people think it's natural to fucking be walking around, lats sticking out and shit. You don't see that in real life. Like, I go up Planet Fitness. I see this one guy coming. I see he's about 5'7" or so. He's kind of shortish. And the dude was fucking toned as fuck. He wasn't super fucking big, but he was toned. You know, he was big enough to be above average. Absolutely. He was strong. But that's all he can get. And when you start noticing that stuff, then you start realizing, stop living in a fantasy world, start living in the real fucking world. Like, how much strength do you need as a human being, as a man? You know, people might say, well, you need to be able to bench press, 300 pounds. Who bench presses 300 pounds? I really want to know who bench presses 300 pounds. Like, can you bench press 300 pounds? No. You bench press 200 pounds? How much is 200 pounds? It's a lot of fucking weight. Unless you're prone to doing it, then yeah, you might be able to do it a couple times. But if you're just an average human being that sits around and plays video games all day, doesn't lift fucking weights, I'm not even saying myself because I do lift weights. I can do 100-pound chest presses on a machine. I could do 100-pound chest presses or chest presses. I could do 4 to 5 of them at max. That's 200-pound basic bench press 5 times. Now, I'm probably bigger than most people. Is that a lot of weight? Not really. I don't think it's a lot of weight. It's heavy, but I don't think it's ridiculous because, when you are strong, you gotta add yourself up to people that are stronger than you. Like this one strongman guy, he says most people think they can't bench press 400 pounds. And he says, you want to know why you can't bench press 400 pounds? You be on steroids and all that stuff. No, it's because you just gotta get bigger. Your body frame matters. So if you don't eat enough to get bigger, then your body frame can't hold that weight. You'll never reach 400-pound bench. There's an old bodybuilder that I was listening to. His name was Mike something. And like he was saying, people have to understand you have to eat more to get bigger. Your body is run by fuel. So when people say, like, oh, I can get bigger muscles by eating barely anything, the fact of it is you can't. That's how the body works. Body never will work like that. It's like right now, I had a fucking pound and a half worth of fucking meat in a steak. If you add that up in ounces, a pound and a half is what? That's 18 ounces. 18 ounces, I say by 6, because it was pretty lean fucking meat. It was actually fresh cut fucking cow. Big ass steak. Fuck the size of my fucking head. Big ass steak. I would say probably 10% of it was fat on the outside. You probably had like 5, maybe 8% was bone. So 18 times 6 be 16, 8 times, that'd be 48. So I had 108 grams of fucking protein. And count whatever else I had. I had some meat, 108 grams of protein. That's my half. That's half my day of protein. And I fasted today too. I fasted for like about 5.5, 6 hours in the morning time. I had 33 ounces of water with 12 ounces or so of coffee, which is a lot of it was water. So you see, all fasting's bad and that. Blah, 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 blah. Vegans are horrible. Being a vegan, you have to have carbohydrates. Carbohydrates and pure just meat from protein is better off. You need fat in your system. People say fat's so bad. If you know how fat actually works, it's not bad. It's actually good for you. You have a good amount of healthy fats in your system. Do you know what carbs are? You know actually what carbohydrates are? Like what they do with the body and that? Or are you just spewing out bullshit because people like to say carbs are bad? No. The actual concept of carbs, like the actual, like what they actually do to the body, not what food gives you carbs. Do you think vegetables give you any type of energy source? Most vegetables, most bland vegetables actually really give you anything besides vitamins. They give you a little bit of carbs, like a tiny bit of carbohydrates. Maybe a little bit of sugar in it, because some vegetables have sugar in them. So carbohydrates are our main source of energy for the body. So if you need energy, carbohydrates are the best way to get energy because they digest faster and they actually perform in a better manner. Because the carbs don't do nothing. Having too much fats is bad, or having too much sugar is bad. You need sugar, but you don't need that much sugar now. Carbohydrates don't do nothing, they just give you energy. The reason why people get fat is because they eat too much and don't burn off enough energy. So everything gives you an energy source. So if you say they go all protein and fats, they get lightheaded because carbohydrates actually lead to a glycemic high level. You need to have a glycemic level. Proteins and fats don't give you fast enough. So what happens is your body tries to trick itself to learn how to digest fats as actual energy. Carbohydrates is actual energy in sugars. Both of them. But it's all fluctuation. So say like if you have your enormous amount of sugar in a day, you shouldn't have a lot of carbs. Because carbs and sugars are basically kind of similar. They both digest the same way. It's fine when you eat candy and you get really hyperactive. Why? Your brain gets hyperactive. Your brain feeds off of sugar a lot. It's usually why a lot of people that play video games a lot, they're always eating candy. Or if they think a lot or study a lot, they're always eating candy. Why? Because your brain runs on candy, but they're always really fucking skinny, or sometimes they're fat because they become diabetic. Where their insulin doesn't respond to the sugar, there's too much sugar in the body. That's why we fast. So a fast is a form of reset. It balances out our body to the natural state. Because you have no food in your body in that, and you fast for, say, 6 hours, say, a couple times a week, your body actually detoxinizes itself and actually blows through certain types of things. That's why people go on a water fast. I wouldn't suggest doing it more than 12 hours. Some people do two-day water fast. That's horrible for you. But if you feel like you have nothing else to do in that, like I woke up in the morning time, I drank water and caffeine. I did coffee and water. I did it. I fasted till about 5:30 or so when I first started eating. Everything felt like a reset. I drink my my pre-workout. I had my pre-workout with some creatine. I had some aminos in it. I was feeling fantastic. I feel great now. I feel fantastic because we don't reset our body. As soon as we wake up in the morning, we just want to put a bunch of food in our mouth and digest it. Well, the thing is, our bodies actually don't digest as fast as we think. So you keep cramming food in your stomach will dissolve it. It just gets caught in your lower intestines. You know why people have those big old bulgy guts in that? Their guts hang out in that? Maybe because they're fat, because being fat kind of puts a layer of fat in your belly and that. But when you see like fat people that have hard stomachs, that's because they have digestive issues. Their guts are inflamed. That's why their guts stick out. You know why you're inflamed? You're digesting so much fucking food that you can't poop it out. What you do is you go on fast, and your body actually makes yourself poop out more food. That's what people don't understand. Like, fasting's so bad. You don't have to fast fucking a whole week. That's why I say biblical times, they say fast on Sunday. Sunday is, God's day. It's a reset for Monday. You fast all day on Sunday, your whole body resets for the next day, which is Monday, the beginning of the week. Your energy resets, your mind resets, your toxins reset, everything resets. Because all you're doing is flushing out your body with water. I mean, you can take your vitamins and that, like I take my vitamins and all that stuff and this shit fucking works. Now, will it lead to weight loss? In some ways, yes, because your stomach gets smaller, and more less likely you digest better because you don't have a bunch of shit crammed in your organs. That's serious. That's why smoking weed, drinking, or smoking cigarettes, smoking cigarettes leads to weight loss because you're having an addiction fix another addiction. But if you fast, like smoking cigarettes, if you fast 6 hours, say a day, or say 2 times a day, so you do Saturday and Sunday, you just fast for 6 or 7 hours in the morning time because you're off work and that. And by the way, just play a video game, watch TV. You won't even know you're fasting. You won't even want to eat until your stomach's like, it growls, and then you eat. It won't growl for a long ass time because mine didn't even growl. It's astounding. This shit works out so good. And there's a lot of people who have been talking about this stuff over and over again. It's just like, does it really work? Try it out. That's what research is. You do it for yourself to figure out. You notice a lot of people are doing it now because it works. Doing cold baths or cold ass showers and that. Cold showers. The more uncomfortable your body is, the more resilient it becomes. So the reason why when you get sick, your body's in a state of uncomfort. And what your body does is your body flips a switch and says, we gotta fix this shit. And it starts producing ways to heal itself. See, we don't control our body. To a certain extent, mentally we might be able to boost our body up if you're a meditator or if you're doing, Tai Chi or some type of athletics that might give you a little bit more of a boost.
No problem. I'll fix him up and reprogram him. But what were you thinking? I know they tried to kill you and all, but it is what they were designed to do. Can't blame them for that.
But the thing is, most people don't understand that.
All right. Step 1. Get a crew.
I'll be right back. Oh, let's just try it for yourself.
No. Moving on. Step 2. Get in.
It's like most people, it's just because you don't learn it in school doesn't mean you don't learn shit in public schools. Public schools don't teach you fucking nothing. They don't teach you about finances. If you learn about finance at 18 years old and you were smart, I gotta get a job at 18. Fuck, I gotta get a part-time job at 16. I gotta start saving up money in that. I gotta start, if you want to get a car and get a better job in that because you know you can be able to do it, then do it. If you want to get in management, you get in management in a lower fast food company that you build your management up until you get to a high-class management job that pays you $100 an hour or whatever it takes. You got to be able to show yourself that you could be better. So sitting there and believing in the government, believing in these public schools and that, they're saying like, go to college, Fuck college. Everyone's saying if you want to learn about finances, guess what? Talk to a professional that knows finances. And we're young people are all over the damn place. You go in there, they'll tell you specifically how to finance money. And you can teach everybody else. You know what you do is, you learn how to save $100 a week from every paycheck that you make. If you don't spend a lot of money, the more you save. If your budget is something very low, and you make that budget, and you make more than that budget, you save what you make more. You don't spend all your fucking damn money on stupid shit. You spend on money that you want a little bit. If you want video games, you want to go out to eat and that, yes, but you have to be able to budget it. Say, I got $1,000 a month. I haven't reached my budget yet for one paycheck. I do one paycheck, it's to be at least $1,000 or more dollars a month on average. I could do below the average, say $700 a month. If I have to fit a different thing in that, then I have to lose other things to be able to fit the budget. Because this is how I work. My second paycheck's nothing but savings. I have to save one paycheck. And the goal that I have right now, the stuff hasn't become what I've been actually not making. It takes me 3 paychecks to make over $1,000 because I get paid per week at Denny's because they wouldn't give me the stuff that I wanted. Because they paid me less and they didn't give me the hours I want constantly. That's what it is. So now I have to grow myself to get a job that's going to give me the hours that I want.
When you get to be my age, you learn to appreciate the rare moments of peace and quiet. Right! That was nice for a few seconds. I'm on board. Now, come on!
Okay, I'm back.
You're the one that stumpy-ass mayor called about? You're lucky. I owe him big time for protecting my nephew after Pretty Boy put a price on his head. Poor kid was up to his gills in brunch today. Yeah, little Alec just couldn't get enough of them eggs. And hookers.
But yeah, the internet talks about a lot of stuff with diet. They say like vegan's really good. Is it go heart disease? No, you know what causes heart disease? Not using it. Not pumping your blood. When you use your heart, your blood gets faster. You actually clean out your veins. That's why fasting is really good, because fasting actually cleans out your veins. Doing cardio cleans out your veins. I know a lot of people don't talk about that stuff. They're all confused as fuck.
Step 3, bypass security. Now, once we
Like, I'm very surprised streams don't. Like, I hate when people don't have a big audience. They don't educate fucking streams.
if the turrets were the tip of the asshole, this thing is.
I really don't like that. When people have a big fan base and that, they're just all about, you know, making money and having fun and all stuff and that. They don't like to educate people. Like, dude, having a fan base is how you grow better human beings. How you push better things that make life better for everybody. Because to me, that's how it works. So you people talk about politics now. I'll say this. Trump deserves to win. Why? Why not? We know the person in office now is a fucking moron. It's been proven by the way he is in general. And the fact is that people want to think that, you know, whatever they want to think, and I'm just like, dude, you guys have got to be joking. Like, B-Bird is so funny, man. They try to do so much crap with them. What of this, what of that? It's like, I listened to MSBC's joke of a fucking network person. Who wants a president to be, who wants to like a president or vote for a president that's been indicted 4 times? And we say, well, if your indictments were actually 100% legal, which they were fucking bullshit to begin with, we know that. These people think that you're fucking stupid. They're like, you're just cattle, we're just, you know, the herder. I'm not even joking, people think that people are fucking stupid. And they do that. They think everyone's dumb. Like, you're just dumb, just follow what we say because we're smart. These people are so fucking stupid. They're all scripted. Now their own people that are trying to persecute for all these years, we're talking about the black community, are now going against their own, you know, way of living. Because, you know, most people say they're on, you know, they're democratic people and that. And I say, it sounds really familiar. He was always an underdog in every like political thing in that. It's always people that spoke the truth, right? So truth speaking is what makes you an underdog. Truth speaking. Because the people that own the political era, own all these people, own all the ways of money in that, are trying to say that it's okay to be broke. You shall now learn how to make money now. You shall learn how to do stock. That's why schools don't teach you stock. That's why schools don't teach you how to budget your fucking self. Schools don't teach you nothing. You have to go to college to learn how to finance yourself. Or you have to learn because of someone else teaching you. If they had a financial class in like 8th, like 7th grade all the way till senior year, do you know how much people would have money in their system? Fucking everyone would have money. People at 16, they did job programs. And they taught you at 16 years old, yeah, you have to get a job. You have to. Guess what happens? You start learning how to make money. You start learning how to socialize. You start learning how to be a better person. You start learning how to educate yourself through the things that you learn. That's the biggest thing. You start learning by experience. You start learning by other people telling you that the whole system would be completely fixed. I mean, how many people have jobs at 18 years old? Not a lot. Everyone's hiring. What they say, I want to be at home. I want to be watching TV and that. You want to be a little kid. I say, you can always be a little kid as long as you're adult first. I learned that the hard way. I like being a little kid. I was a little kid for 28 years or something like that. I finally got on the bandwagon and close to my 30th birthday. And now it's nothing but learning how to budget, learn how to educate myself, learn how to make myself better as a person. That's it. Now, as I get more educated, I start learning more about certain attributes. So I started learning about communication, started learning about emotional salvation, basically, in some way or another. How to learn how to balance out my emotions through certain psychological things that need to happen with communication. Communication leads to a lot of emotional backlash if there's not enough good communication going on between yourself and whoever else you're with. Most people don't understand that. You know, intelligence is meant to grow learning expectation of the self. So, like, anyone that makes it big in life does these things all the damn time. They critically think about everything that happens in their life. They budget out their life from money to relationships to work or whatever it might be, and they find the best course of action to take with certain things. So say if I get a job at the car wash, I'm looking at the car wash. What can I do with the car wash to make that car wash better? If I make it better, I get more money, I get more salvation, I get more emotional, response to people around me in that. People enjoy me more because they see that I'm working hard in that, and people start respecting me more. Respect has been lost in our world. People just get jobs now because they need workers. But the thing is, the employer needs to respect the employee. And when an employer does respect the employee, when you see a manager giving respect and saying, hey, great job today, high five, whatever it might be in that, and saying, hey, you deserve a raise, saying those sweet little words, saying you deserve more money because you work hard, makes someone work harder, because the line of respect is met. That's what happened at Denny's. They gave me no fucking respect. One of the guys did, and he gave me rewards based upon free shirts. He gave me some badass leather shoes that were like $75. He gave them to for $25. He gave me rewards because I did a good job dealing with the bullshit.
This place would be great if it weren't for all the people.
And that's what it is. People don't do that nowadays. Like I tell people, you did a good job today, good job today. You always want to express these positive things. People's like, why are you being so positive? I'm like, what do you mean by being so positive? You're supposed to be positive. The world's falling apart and people are dying. Yeah, so? Well, the world's actually not falling apart and people aren't dying as fast as you think they are. I always say the ones that do die are weak. Weak people die, depending on how old they are. These are the things people need to do. If you have a negative influence on life, you're going to always be negative. Yeah. Yeah, the country is a mess. The people aren't. The people are trying to fight against it. That's just political. It's a political mess. That's it. People are still paying bills, people are still living, people are still doing what they have to do to survive. Hint the word survive. Human race is nothing but surviving. We go to the best intentions. Survival.
Now do your thing, sugar. Clear the area for Timothy and he'll...
That's survival. Inflation's not that high where you can't buy food. The best case scenario survival is doing what? Huddling together to survive. So the biggest thing is what people want to do is they do this shit a lot. They want to overly have their budget overly done by every time they do anything with making more money. So if they get a promotion, guess what they do? Instead of living up to the normal budget that they have, they get a bigger car. They get a bigger this, they get bigger that. And they always get something more expensive when they can't afford it just because they get a slight raise. If I went from $25,000 a year to $50,000 a year, and shut the fuck up, Parker. If I went to $25,000 a year to $50,000 a year, what would I do? What would most people do? I'll ask you a question. What would you do if you made double the money, so to speak? Most people buy more shit. No, Parker's over-exaggerated. No, you would buy more shit. So that's why we have budgets. We give out our budgets. If you can't afford something, and just say like the percentage of people that don't have good family, or they can't go to their family house and that and be able to survive, and that's what a lot of people are doing. That they're leaving their apartments, they're living with mommy and daddy, and that because it's a financial security to live in groups. Don't move out at 18 because you want to get pussy and dick. That's why most people move out, because they want to have privacy to have sex. That's basically why we move out, because they believe in such stupid things. I live with my parents. I'm 33 years old. You know what everybody tells me? You are lucky to have parents that you can live with. Most people say, I'm broke as fuck. Like, I barely afford my rent. I can barely afford food. I can't do things that I like. I have to work. I basically just work all the time. I have to work extra hours in that to be able to maintain the flow. And this was back way before all this shit started happening. I say, well, if everybody else that can hold together, they've shown it. Bosnians, Mexicans, most of these cultures stay together as a culture. They bend the will to be together. They're all filthy rich motherfuckers. Why? Because they do things together. Most Americans do not do that. Actual bred Americans that didn't come from a different country, now they were born and bred here from the last 200 years or so. We're taught to not do that. We're taught to scatter as fast as you can. They think it's immature. I said, how's it immature? Because you gotta be part of this culture. And I said, guess what? That's why you're broke, making $60,000 a year, and I'm not broke. Well, and it's like every time you get any type of incentive, my brother does this shit. He's getting more money, and guess what he does? He bought 2 new cars for no fucking reason. He only needed one. Maybe a hand-me-down, maybe something that's used. He bought 2 brand new cars, like a year apart.
That is what they were designed to do. Can't blame them for trying. What are you doing?
So instead of just paying off 1 car, he's paying off 2 cars. Oh, he has enough money to make it. Because, him and my sister-in-law, they both work. But guess what? I bet you they're broke. I bet you their money is not as much as it needs to be. What they should have done is they should have paid off the finances they already had and just took good care of the car that they already had, so let it go to waste. Which is the car that they cheaply bought a while ago, and they burnt it out. They barely had it over 5 fucking years. They burnt the damn thing out, give or take. Maybe 7 years. And they had to get a new one because they didn't take care of it. So what's the responsibility there? Maybe just take better care of your shit. No, they burnt out all this stuff and that. It's like, oh, well, I make all this money now. But you can have money. Making and having are 2 different things. I don't think people understand that. Having money is understanding what a budget is. Making money is not understanding shit. People can make $100,000 a year. You know how much work it takes to make $100,000 a year? There's a doctor guy that actually comes on, and he's actually a pre-med doctor. Actually, he works for other doctors. He alleviates them for breaks and that. So basically, he's like an all-around doctor type thing. He makes like $100,000+ a year, depending on what he does. Sometimes he makes more. All he does is work. He tells me, it's like, I barely know. I take my breaks. I'll get like a month vacation, but all I do is work. He works so damn much that he retired at like 40-something years old. And he was explaining this to me. And it's not to say he didn't like his job. It's not to say he didn't like the money. But if you're at work, you can't spend money. How the fuck are you supposed to enjoy yourself when you're constantly working 50, 60 hours a week? Depending on what it is. It could be a fluctuation sometimes. I talked to financially strong people that own condos, that own houses, that do stocks, do all stuff from that. One of the guys at Denny's and that, he was a employee that came, or not employee, but a customer that came in. I talked to him, he knows how to finance shit, the back of his fucking hand. You know what he does? He trades untradeable goods to other companies because they can't trade them off fast enough. So what he does is, at the end of the year, there's so much product that doesn't get pushed out, and new product comes in. So these companies trade off the old product for massively cheap prices to people that will be able to sell these products. Because it's cheaper, they'll be able to sell them to other manufacturers and that to be able to trade them for better, for goods and that, whatever it is. No, work is absolutely, you should be working. Why not? What the fuck? That's the dumbest thing. What are you gonna do? You can't. You have to work. Financing yourself is the best way to educate yourself. You don't have to work a lot, but who wants to sit at home all day? The fear is to sit at home. Say, I don't want to work because the world's so bad. The world's not bad. I work with people all the time. I'd say 90% of people, if not more, are fucking amazing, cool-ass people. Sometimes you have to deal with fucking assholes, of course. That's just life. So fear is what consumes you to not make money, and then you'll be broke. What do? Nothing? Live off the fucking government? The fucking government gives you pennies. The government gives you absolutely fucking nothing. Now, if you're unable to work, I understand that. Then go online, stream, do something, I stream on my off days and that because I feel like playing video games instead of fucking like talking a lot. That's stream. Make a TikTok. Make stupid videos. You sitting there talking about your fucking damn day, looking at a piece of, like a bowl of rice or something like that. Trust me, people watch that stupid shit. There's no reason for no one to make money in that. Like, I don't under... Like, everyone's hiring that. Like, if you don't know what money is, you gotta ask the question, what is money to you? How much money do you think that you need in your whole entire life to be happy? A couple $100,000? $1 million? $10 million? I'm asking you a specific question because everyone has their own specific answers to this. Number one, the first question, what is money to you? So you say $10 million. Okay, how are you going to make $10 million? You don't even know. You're like, and you got to ask yourself, also you got like 1/1,000,000th of a chance to win the lottery. How are you going to make, not win, how are you going to make $10 million? Do you know how? Most people don't. I'm just getting the grasp of it right now. To make $10 million, you have to join into what? You have to learn how to finance yourself. You start off with the highest paid job you can get with the lowest amount of experience. The biggest thing is to start off with is real estate. The marketing price of houses never goes down, it only goes up. So you live at the parents and that's you're 18 years old and you want to finance yourself in 10 years. So what you do is you work, you save up the little bits of money that you can, and you build up a cycle of savings. You make your mind think of a budget that satisfies your hunger of your life. So you have to think of, okay, I need food, I need nutrients, I need vitamins, I need nutrients to be able to survive. I always need water now. Obviously, water's everywhere now. You don't have to worry about that. And you learn how to budget yourself to that very specific. You say you want to go outside the budget one day night because you want to go out to eat and that you want to spend $30 on yourself and that. That's an existing part of the budget. So you give yourself a price tag. I live with my parents don't let me pay bills and I ask how much money can I make. If I make $400 a week and say I make $1,600 a fucking month, that adds up to say close to $20,000 a year, give or take. So I add up how much am I going to be able to spend, how much am I going to be able to save. My budget says, I don't know, I budget $300 a fucking month, $400 a month. So one paycheck's going to pay for your whole entire month's worth of expenses. Give or take. You know, of course, the variation of it, you got to put it in the budget. You're just paying on the one paycheck. Normally, it comes every other week. It's normally a full paycheck. So if you do every other week, say $800. But you only want to spend $400. So you're already saving what? $1,200 a month. So you're only spending $4,800 a year to be able to actually fully satisfy yourself at 18 years old. Interesting, making $400 a week is not that fucking much. You can work at fast food right now and you can make close to $400 a week. Or $800 every other week. Not even working full time. You just work 30 hours a week. You know, you work at $15 an hour, 30 times, you do 30 times 15. You make $450. You're right there. Taxes might take, you might be a little bit below. You might be right at 400, 402, 403. That's 30 hours a week. That's not even 40. You work 40, you get $600. You do 4 times 15, which is 60. Add another zero, you get $600 a week. You minus taxes, it's right around like, same thing, like $502, $503. Then you're making $2,000 a month. People have to know how much money actually is. People think like, oh, you need all this money. Money is sort of like a fluctuation. So if you have $400 budget and you do the $1,600, guess what? You're saving close to $20,000 a year if you keep the maintain up. So you go to work, you do what you have to do, you go home, you do what you have to do at home, and you start all over again. You always have 2 days off. You're more or less likely going to be, satisfied with those 2 days off, and most times work shouldn't be that hard. Work is a balance. And they're like, okay, we're going to give you a raise. You get 50-cent raise. You just add that into your budget. That's $20 more that you get per paycheck. So now it's $620. So now you're getting about $515 because you got minus taxes. So now you just add in that, let's say $10. That's $40 a month. You add that in. Times 12 is 400. It's 400. 440 something more a year. Put that right into your savings. If you raise your budget up, because you say you do 5 years of working like this, you made your first $100,000. You're only 23 years old with your first $100,000. That's astounding. Most 23-year-olds don't even have that much unless they have like contracts with TikTok and all like jerk off fucking things. That's hard work. That's maintain of discipline. What you do is you finance that $100,000 because your budget's still $400 a fucking month, give or take. And guess what? You now have $5,000 in dividends every year, and you're still making that money. So if you do another 5 years, you're 28 years old, you're not even 30 years old, and let's say stocks do really well and you make $150,000, you make your other $100,000, you put that with that. Now you have $250,000 in 10 years. And let's say stocks do really fucking good and say you made $300,000 before you hit 30. You're richer than most people in the fucking world when it comes down to age. So what you do is, the $300,000, say it's $5,000 a year, now you got $15,000 a year. And you're still only making $15 an hour. And say you might go up to maybe 16 and a half, say 17. Because you've been working for 10 years in the same spot. Or if you do get a different job, you get paid a little more. It keeps on building up like that. Of course, it's very strict, and obviously you go bounce back and forth. So once you make your first dividend, your excess of money, say if you have to spend, say $5,000 a year, gets put back into your things, you make $105,000. Could you increase your budget more because you're already making the money? Yeah. So instead of saving $16,000 a year, you want to increase your budget a little bit more. So you increase your budget, say $400 more, so you got $800 to spend, depending on what you want to do. Because you're making about $400 and something a month because of the dividend, it balances out completely. You're still saving the same exact amount of money, but that's free money. And you got to count stocks too. So your money might fluctuate a little bit. Sometimes you hit a new high, you can gain 30-40%. You're like, wow, I gained $50,000 in the first 3 or 4 months of having it. Dude, I'll tell you, this shit works like that. I know it for an actual experience. It's fucking insane. Not even for my money and that, because I've been in between jobs my whole entire damn life. But this next job I'm getting, I'm done, I gotta give myself 10 years. I gotta be able to make, my first $100,000 to $200,000 that, and then I could be able to finance myself in a way that I wouldn't have to worry about money for the rest of my life. I could buy a condo in that and maybe flip $20,000 or $30,000 in there. My dividend will pay for all the condos. It'll pay for all my food in that. It'll pay for everything. If I want to put more money into it, put more money into it. Dude, it's fucking insane how this shit works. And some people divide their money up. Time is a waste if you don't make money. Fuck your emotional salvation. Fuck getting relationships and that. If you are a woman most likely you can use your feminine charms to bring in an enormous amount of money. If you were streaming like me and just say you're an attractive looking girl, and of course attraction is a variation of the eye of the withholder. Just like if you are skinny in that, you got a perky rack in that, and you start streaming, your viewership will go up dramatically. You know why? Because you live in a man's world, and the men are aching for beautiful women. And a lot of people say this all the time. So if you're a woman in that and you show a little cleavage in that, guess what? I would have probably 10 times, if not more, 100 times the subscribers that I would have now. I wouldn't have to do shit. I sit there and be like, hi, how you doing in that? I watch people on my fucking thing go, boo, literally was up a crap. I have donations flying through the fucking roof. I probably get like $300 a fucking day because these people are just throwing me. They go, oh, nice boobs, and your boobs look really good. Oh, stand up and bend over and all stuff and that. I get a couple gay guys. I can't get donations because I don't have donations. I'm being serious. This is how this shit fucking works. I think everybody understands that now. So the value of being, say, a certain gender actually does modify how much money you make. And you can do it online. You don't have to, give out false. You don't have to have any numbers out. You can privatize your, you can make all this fake shit, fake accounts on Instagram and that, or just stream. You can put up protections and that, whatever you need to do. And there's all kinds of things you do. That's amazing. I say that's amazing.
Get over here, you bruise.
Use what you got. If you can make easy money, make easy money. But understand the value of money, though. That's why I always got to ask. That's why I got to ask the question: what is money to you? Some I think money think it's a hype up. Oh, it makes you look good. People love, rich people and that. But the thing is, that popularity doesn't make you love yourself. It makes people love you. But the thing is, a lot of times people are fake as fuck. Their true intentions are actually quite the opposite. Like, I'm 100% real with myself. 100% real with anyone I talk to. Why? Because I want to engage with people for who I am. Not put up a false front, dye my hair 15 different colors and not get anorexic fucking skinny and that. I'm proud to be a little fat. I'm not scared about showing how fat I am. Yeah, I got pudge on me. Who gives a fucking shit? Why does it matter? Well, society wants you to be this bullshit perfectionist crap that doesn't make any sense. The thing is, you build up a false narrative of yourself, you become fake as fuck. And then you stop loving yourself. When you stop loving yourself, your whole world will go down and thinking that money's everything. And when your money stops meaning, this is why I said the meaning of money matters. When your money stops meaning what it actually is there for, to survive, then guess what? You lose all hope in your life. There's plenty of people that commit suicide that are filthy fucking rich. Because eventually money stops meaning happiness. Once you lose all hope, your money doesn't mean anything. Money means absolutely fucking nothing. There's people that just give away millions of fucking dollars in that, because money doesn't mean anything. It never will. So people go crazy and say, they go, well, if I can win $100 million, okay, here's what I do. If I can win a lottery, win $100 million, so to speak. Fuck, I'm the lottery's only like $1 billion anyway. If I can win $1 billion, let's say I make $700 million now. Do you know what you have to do to keep that fucking money? You know how much money you have to spend? Could you spend let's say you spend $10 million a year. What the fuck are you gonna buy with $10 million a year? That is the biggest question to ask. Because being rich is nothing but spending money. You may not have to work, but could you spend $10 million a year or more because of taxes or whatever it might be? People's money's not in their fucking banks that are rich. People's money's in businesses. Like, they're all over the place. They're in stocks, they're in businesses, they make businesses, they buy businesses. That's how bad money is. So being somebody that doesn't have a lot of money, you got it way more different than someone that has a lot of money. Why? Because making the money is evidently easier than spending it. Because eventually spending that money every year would be so fucking profound. You would lose track. You would have to have an accountant. You definitely have to have an accountant. That'd be thrown in stocks, bonds, real estate. You'd be fucking buying so much fucking shit. You buy a whole condo complex just to throw your money away because you have too much of it. People don't think that. I know rich people. I see people all the time. They're constantly throwing money away. This is what people don't know about money. Having too much of anything has serious responsibilities. Too strong has serious responsibilities. If you are unaveragely strong compared to the average man, let's say can bench press their body weight one time, do their body weight in squats one time, maybe a little bit more than that, depending on how strong you are. The average amount of everything. And you do 10% more than that because of genetics or maybe because you're just stronger in general because you worked out when you're younger now. Your responsibility is a lot higher because you have more. So when people want to say this, fucking win $100 million, my life would be perfect, I could buy all this stuff and that. You know, if people win $300 million and they go broke in the next 2 or 3 years. They say, how do you do that? Because you could spend an enormous amount of money on really stupid shit. The lottery people tell you this. They have accountants. When people win, say, more than $10 or $20 million in that, or whatever it is, they tell you, this is what you need to do. You have to do this, do this, do this, wait for the first year, get your dividend, and then you can spend the dividend. Keep your shit in the fucking markets. Keep on spending your money constantly. Because what happens at the end of the year, you'll get taxed on everything that you don't spend. I know because my uncle deals with this stuff. He has his business now, and he makes really good money now. He said 1 year he had to buy a new truck because he had to. His accountant told him, you gotta spend this money now or the government's gonna take it. So I said, fuck the government, keep my money. So yeah, you had to buy a new car. You had to, or the government's gonna take it. So fuck, I might as well spend it. But you can only spend on specific things. That's how it works. You can just give it away because it doesn't work like that. Like you could say, for sure, I don't know how it all works out, but you could say you give for gifts and much of that. But that's the problem. It's fucking, it's astounding how money works. People say, well, I don't want to work. Work's bad. Like you said, work's pointless. So making money is pointless. If you have a luxury of having family members that have a lot of money in that, then no. Working is absolutely pointless. But then what's your goals in life? What do you want to do in your life? You want to sit around all day and just be entertained by other people? Or do you want to do something with your life? So I'll go with my life goal. My life goal is to research humans to develop them better. Period. That's it. That's a enormous amount of stuff. There's so much crap to do in that, it's ridiculous. So what I do is I listen to other people that know more knowledge than me when it comes down to certain factors, and then I try out certain things to understand certain things. And then I use it to help other people out that may not know it, because a lot of people don't know shit because they never get taught anything. Like my parents don't know half the shit that I know. They know a little bit experience-based stuff. But other than that, I know enormous amount of stuff because I teach myself and I listen to other people that know more than me. That's why YouTube's such a good place. There's so many people on YouTube. There's one guy. He's a big rich daddy. My rich daddy. He's a multi-billion-dollar person. He owns an enormous amount of shit. He makes money all over the world. He gets telling people, buy gold, buy silver, constantly buy expensive metals. Because when it comes down to trading, they will never go away. Though you gotta ask yourself, why don't you want to have a job? Why don't you want to make money? That's the biggest thing. You scared? Are people like scared of doing it? Because they're like, I used to be like, they used to be scared. They want to be out with people now. I'm so scared and shy and that. You are not going to live a life that you want to live if you're sitting there being a fucking pussy your whole entire life. Now, if you have financial things from, say, family members, you pretty much set for the rest of your life, then you still have to go out there and do stuff. I love being out. That's why I stream. Like, I love talking to people. I want to be part of a community. Sometimes I'll walk out, I'll talk to a bunch of QT people. I ask them how their day's doing that. I'll talk to random people all the time. People always say, like, well, aren't you afraid? Afraid of what? Imagine someone's just going to kill me or something. Well, that's why you train yourself how to fight. You train yourself how to deal with these things. That's a very small percentage of people that do that shit. Well, especially, you know, what's happening. Our whole entire world's united a lot more ever since Trump's got his mugshot. Everybody's going up. Like, God, they indicted him. They actually tried to put him in jail?
Damn it. You're nearly there. Just jump.
Then people say, this is what people say, put him in jail. Don't have that bond out. Put him in jail and have Secret Service just obliterate their jail and take every protective action from the actual rules of laws of Secret Service, that no one but Secret Service can be inside of that part of that prison, because that is the law stated by Secret Service. It was like wall something -18 or whatever. I was listening to this one guy talking about that. So let him put him in there. Let him sit in the jail cell. You know, he may be miserable in that. But you know what's gonna happen is, you know, they just say they put him in jail now, like a couple months before the presidential election or whatever, and he wins. All they're gonna do is elect that fucking jail cell and say, "Welcome back, President." He'll walk straight out of the fucking damn jail, and he'll have fucking thousands of people praising him to that. And guess what? He'll walk right in that office like a fucking thug and be like, "I told you so," and that's what's gonna happen. People hate it, but that's what they're doing. You're doing it to yourself. I don't care what anybody says. People. They always say, people like an underdog. They like someone that goes against the system. He's going against the system. Fuck this system. This system is so fucking broken. And this system is very disgustingly deep. And people hate it. People are like, "Oh, he's such a bad person." I'm like, I don't think he's a bad person. I think he's trying. You know, I think someone needs to try, because the system is fucking broken. The taxes are stealing all our fucking tax money in. You know, you gotta pay all this fucking enormous amount of taxes and that. For what reason? So you can make other people rich? You know how much taxes people pay per paycheck? If you work 40 hours a week? 20 fucking percent. Almost 20% of your taxes goes to the federal government, for the most part. That is fucking ridiculous amount of fucking money. That is huge amount of money. That is fucking, it's just stupid. I'm saying no one likes that. But people deal with it. Why? Because they don't know any better. Well, that's true. And by you, I mean paying taxes is not necessarily bad to a certain extent, depending on how high they are. But the truth is, I hate to say it though, if you don't pay taxes, I don't think you should have the right to fucking vote. I don't think you should. You're not paying into shit, you're basically just not doing nothing. I don't think you should. I think if you file for taxes, you should be able to have the right to vote. If you don't file for taxes and that, so to speak, if you don't pay, and you pay taxes on food and that, but you don't have an actual income of paying for taxes and that, I don't think you should have the right to vote. That's just my opinion. Because that's the whole point of having taxes being paid, that to have have a right to do something with it. What I'm saying is you don't have any judge on what happens in politics if you don't. If you don't pay taxes. I'm not saying taxes are good. Fuck no, taxes are fucking dumb and pointless, but our system relies on that stuff just a little bit. Fuck! But yeah, about the whole money thing and that, fuck everybody, about the whole money thing, I get excited about money, learn what money is, it's a survival mechanism. Because the whole point of money is to be able to survive. And if you're young in that, and your parents don't make a lot of money and all they do is work in that, that'll help them out a lot. Make an extra $300 or $400 a fucking week to be able to survive a better life. Like I have my parents up too. I buy food for them. I help them out with with the bills and that. I'm giving them a little salvation. I mean, I can't say they really need it, but I'm still helping out because I think it's fair. I think it's a beautiful thing to help people out, especially family. Because like both my brothers live with me, so to speak, and say like we bought like a ranch house, we bought a big ass house and that. And we all live together in that. But guess what? They'd all have their separate rooms. And all together in that, we were making like, say $200,000 a fucking year. And we finance ourselves in that, it would change everything. Our whole existence would change. You have your own separate house. You have your own separate like section of the house that would have their own like, basically live in a manor. Because you could be able to afford $1 million or $2 million house in that. You'd have your own section of the house, have your own bathroom, kitchen, whatever it was. You wouldn't even see the other people. What you do is you do basically a multi-manor house. You have different sections that you would have your own place in that. And of course, it'd be a little more, I may say, if you got, say, it'd be like an 8,000 square foot home. It's like the home we have right now is 1,500 square feet. So if you had another house on that, it'd be 3,000 square feet. You had another house on that, it'd be 6,000. It'd be 4,500 square feet. No, it'd be 3,000. Yeah, say if you have 4 houses, that'd be 6,000 square feet. Say this house is worth say 200,000. You spend like 700,000, basically $1 million on this. You would have 7,000, 8,000 square feet of a home. And so you plan out each part of this section has a bathroom, a kitchen, whatever bedrooms that you need, say 2 or 3 bedrooms, say 2 bedrooms. It's basically a house in a house. You can all live in a massive amount of luxury because of this. And all you had to do is live together. But no, instead of doing that, they each buy their own houses and that. They're all fucking broke as fuck. They all can't finance shite. And they're all miserable. Why? Because our culture says, no, leave the house as fast as possible so you can be miserable and be broke. You can say everyone made, say, $15 an hour or so. They work 40 hours a week. You make $600 a week. So you have 3 brothers. You make $45 an hour, so you're making $1,800 a fucking week. And so they say every month you do 4 times 18. So that'd be 50. What would it be? 600. It'd be 6,600 a month. So that'd be 70. Close at 8,000 a year. And you finance yourself specifically based upon what you need to survive on. So you say you all work together and that all of a sudden something happens, you all get raises. That raise is always triple. Say you're getting paid $20 an hour. Now you just went up by $5 an hour, which is $15 an hour, so you went to $60 an hour. Use that in, 40 times 40 is what? 16,000. I think it's 16,000. 16 and yeah. Or 1,600. Yeah, 40 hours a week would be 1,600. So you both, you make $60,000  40 hours a week all together, or 60 times 40. Do the fucking 2,400 total. So $2,400. So now you're making 9,000 something dollars. You're making over $100,000 a year just because of a little raise. You make $20 an hour. Most jobs pay $20 an hour that are pretty high class or a little high class in that. And you start financing a house together. These are all in the years and that, so if you can finance together, the more people, the better. So say like you get a girlfriend that, they're like, okay, this is how the budget is. And the girl's cool with it, like, okay, I'll budget into it. So I only get paid $15 an hour, so that's $600 into the things. So you budget all yourself, okay, what do we need to do in that? You do things together. It'd be very, very strict, but the financial summits of how much money you can make all together in that wouldn't matter, because you all live in a very beautiful house together. You have your own separate bathrooms, your own separate rooms at the end of this. It could take you maybe 10 years, so to speak. And then all of a sudden, even 5 years in that, you would have a beautiful $400,000 or $500,000 house. You all have your separate rooms. You have a bathroom in each one of your rooms, so you don't have to do anything. You all eat in the kitchen together and that. Guess what? You're financially secure already because you're constantly making more and more money because you're being smart together. Say each one of you gets a girlfriend, and they're very into this and that. Of course, you'll be very picky. I guess some people are very stupid. Guess what? You got 6 people working together to finance themselves. Say like if they all get paid 15, so to speak. So now you got another $45 more an hour. So now you're making over $105 an hour. You're making $4,000 a week. You're making $16,000 an hour, but they're all separate paychecks, so taxes ain't gonna hit you because it's all separate income. That's how you think about it. Taxes won't hit you at all because it's all separate income. So altogether, you're making close to $200,000 a year just because of this method. You could secure the best life ever and continue to make more money because now you got stuff in stocks. So you all have separate bank accounts, but including all together, you have the money at. So you all budget together. And all of a sudden, you put your money together, now you put $100,000 into a stock fund. And they say you buy whatever you need to buy in gold and silver now, because you don't care, because you're just throwing money into something that you make more money off of. And all of a sudden, that's just a separate fund. You don't think about it, you don't touch it, you let financial advisors take it. You just keep on making more money than that. You deal with your little complications of emotional interactions and stuff like that. You stay like that, anyone can be rich. What the fuck, dude? Anyone can be rich. And my 3 brothers, weren't married and said they were living in this house that I live at. They all have their separate bedrooms. And they say, we're going to finance a house all together. That's going to be $500,000, but all together we can finance it. We're all going to have our own bathrooms in our room. Self-bathrooms, which you could possibly have. For a $500,000 house, I hope so. Fuck, that's $500,000. But you can finance it very easily. Because altogether, if you make $300,000 a fucking year, just to say, maybe $200,000 a year, that'd be cakewalk. So you finance that fucking right now. And all of a sudden, guess what? You become rich over because you have so many people making just a little bit of money. Do you financially secure yourself? 100%. You know, if I had a girlfriend right now, which I wish I did, and we budget together in that, and we were specifically saying I make $15 an hour, we make $1,200 a week. And say, you know, whatever it might be, our budget might be, you know, whatever it might be. We make $1,200 a week. Times that by 4, that's $4,800 a month. Times that by 10, that's $48,000. Times that, you put the 2 more into in that, so 48 times 2, that's, you know, 96. That's 9,600. So you're making over $50,000 a year. And that's just making $15 an hour. This is how you can be very smart with your money. And you can make $15 an hour doing this. That's why it's very important to understand how money flows. Your one paycheck should be to finance all your stuff. Anybody live like in my house right now? Say my girlfriend's probably like, I don't know, maybe like 20, because I'm going to get someone that's barely out of high school, like 20-something years old, because I don't want to be fucking corrupted by a bunch of bullshit. And she was smart. She says, this is how we're going to do it. And bam, all of a sudden, your life's complete. Then you double it. Instead of taking 5 years, you take 2.5 years. 2.5 years go by, 5 years go by, you make $200,000. And that's not even with stocks now. Your first $100,000 or whatever goes in there, you make stocks now, because you just keep on financing that. So you make your first $400,000 or so to speak in the next 10, I would say roughly about 7 years. You just keep on throwing in more money and you keep understanding what money is. You can just buy a house. You can finance a house with your dividend. Be $20,000 a year. Kind of your normal job, making $15 an hour. You wouldn't need anything. And people say, why do you have so much money now? Because we work together to make it. People are blown away by how this shit works. It's how it works. Man, every time you make more money in that, you know what you're doing. So you become management, you make $20 an hour. And I become management, make $20 an hour. I make $10 more an hour. It's making $400 more an hour a week. You times that by 4. That's $1,600. So now you're making $6,000 a fucking month. You're making, you know, you're making $72,000 a year, but it's separate, so they can't tax you on the maximum of money that. You see, you have separate accounts, but you put it together in your head what you need to spend. Everyone should be rich. Stop being stupid with your fucking damn money net. Stop buying enormous amount of shit like celebrities. You ain't rich, bitch. You ain't rich. But you could become rich. Come on, guys. Get your fucking head together. Learn how to budget together. There should be no broke motherfucker out there. No one should be broke. We should finance together. If you got 3 or if you got... I understand some things ain't going to happen like this. I understand you get to work really fucking hard for this and that. But honestly, if everyone had the same type of connections that I'm talking about, there'd be no reason not to have money. It starts off with a budget. Write down all your expenses. Say I have to spend $100 on food every week. So that's $400 a month, so to speak. That's how much food I have to spend on, you know, this basic stuff and that. Because a lot of stuff's not that expensive. You're just dumb. Stuff's not that expensive. I need to take a shit, so I'll be right back. Do it together, not apart.
called curvature. My mouth is behind the curvature. You can zoom in.
Okay.
And you
Sorry
won't
about
be able to
that.
see my mouth because it's behind a physical curvature.
Oh man, it's just crazy.
The globe requires a physical curvature. Now, when the Earth is so big, you don't understand how big it is. Well, what they tell us is using globe math. According to the size of the globe, 24,901 miles around at the equator, at just 3 miles, there should be a 6-foot drop in curvature. That's according to globe math. That's not a theory. That's not flat Earth. That's according to globe. So that means if you're standing next to the edge on perfectly.
I get some food. Woo! Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, that's the spirit.
This can't be how you saw this going. Let's have us a Donnybrook. Half bullets for you, half bullets for you. Everybody gets bullets.
Oh, fuck! Fuck my ammo. Good. Man, there's a lot of interesting things to learn about life, man. So you all get this stick together. I'm gonna sleep good tonight. Got my sheets done. Probably end up getting off pretty soon. I think I talked myself into it. Energy decrease. I eat this food really quick. I hope people like what I'm trying to do. Yeah, it's a. We can learn a lot if we stick together and try to push the narrative better. Don't be too emotional. Emotions don't lead you anywhere unless you know how to control them.
This was my choice. Sometimes I feel freaking out doing to myself. Like, is this going to be worth it? In the long run. For me and the kids.
Bring the kids over. Bring their homework. Bring their laundry. I've got all the mom stuff. I will make tacos. We'll see if they get along. You can tackle my honey-do list. I need the shower door fixed. Some air filters changed. Ring camera batteries changed. And then maybe if there's time and there's a spark, you could... my mom?
What the fuck? Can I with you? Mow my lawn, baby? What do you think you are? I take it.
Yo, what is going on, guys? I hope you are all doing well. So on today's episode, we are going to be kicking it off with a clip from this woman right here, who is, of course, crying about her divorce. Now, I don't know the particular situation. We're going to be uncovering it here together, because what better place to share your personal problems, and what better place to cry other than TikTok as a grown adult. But guys, before we jump into today's episode, don't forget to go and subscribe to Locke the Bounty Hunter. I'm going to leave his channel linked in the video description, sending us today's clip to take a look at. Without further ado, guys, let's just jump right in and let's figure out whether or not this woman has made the right choice divorcing her husband. And I haven't watched this. I skimmed like 2 seconds. She also has kids as well. So let's take a listen.
Does anyone else who's going through a divorce feel like this emotional toll just takes such a physical toll on your body. Like, I'm so exhausted, I can't sleep, I'm stressed, and I can't remember things. Like, literally, my brain is just, like, not absorbing information. I can't remember what I did yesterday. I literally just cannot remember anything. I'm forgetting everything, and I've just never really been like that.
Okay, so right off the bat, we're talking about things, you know, I'm upset, things are so difficult for me, I can't remember anything, which we don't know the particulars of this woman's situation as of yet. But notice how it's all, every time we open up these videos, guys, whether it be about divorce or the relationship ending, you never actually hear what really happened until after we've established how difficult it is for me. Which, by the way, statistically speaking, the men are the ones that get screwed over in these situations, okay? The men are the ones initiating the divorces. They are the ones, statistically, separating the families. Okay, now not all women do this, and sometimes, you know, we got widows out here, etc., things like that. But the statistics are that the women are the ones separating the families. Okay, it is a very high percentage. I think it's like something like 80% divorce rate, 90% for college-educated women these days, or something ridiculous like that. And when I say that, I mean the odds that the woman is the one ending the relationship. But of course, we're 30 seconds in, and we've heard nothing about what exactly transpired other than I'm sad and I can't remember things. And keep in mind, guys, this is a publicly available video on TikTok. Okay, so this is not some personal video. This is a grown woman saying this.
My temper and my patience is so short. I've also never been like that. I've always been a pretty patient person. I've never been so angry in my life, and I've never understood what a toll being an angry person can take on you. And, you know, when you're going through this whole thing, it feels like it's your whole body. I'm physically just exhausted. And like part of you wants to just rush through it and get it over with and move on because of how you feel physically and emotionally and mentally and everything. Because you just want to get your life back. You want to feel like a normal human being again.
Oh, boo-hoo. Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
While you're enjoying this video, make sure you subscribe to me and our fellow Ping Gang members. You can find their channels linked in the video description. If you like my videos, make sure you go check out Log the Detective, Hidan the Mummy, and Locke the Bounty Hunter, and subscribe to their channels in the description down below. Now back to the video.
In a secluded valley, a young man dressed in black encounters a peculiar creature at the edge of a small stream. It was a black beetle with a shiny metallic luster, similar to a mixture of a crab and a beetle. The young man moved quickly.
Description down below. Now back to the video. Okay, so now we are almost a full 90 seconds into this video. We don't know why the divorce is happening. It's still about me, how upset I am. For all we know, hey, maybe the dude did something absolutely terrible, okay, whatever, but, you know, maybe he did do that. But we're 90 seconds in. I think if the dude did something terrible, we probably would have heard about it by now. That's usually the way these stories go. If the man does something terrible, we hear about it very quickly. You know, like, oh, he cheated, or he did this, or he did that. But typically when you get these videos where we're like 90 seconds in, and it's all just crying about how bad we feel, I start to get a little bit skeptical about these situations, okay? Especially, you know, the sad part about this, okay, is that the father's going to be the one that loses the kids, by the way, in this situation. Right? Statistically speaking, this is what happens when the marriage breaks down and we start to get divorces and things like this. Men lose everything. Men lose their finances, okay, they lose their assets, whatever the case may be. And in the whole process, which is, you know, a lot more painful in my opinion, losing the kids as well. I think she goes on to say how she, you know, she's going to take the kids or whatever, but she wants to set up her life again. She wants to have her life again. Let's continue.
And then Brady was just sitting there hoping out hope that maybe something would change. And
you get divorced then?
Just
That's like the first question I would ask. Why'd you get a divorce then? They never even say, this is why I got a divorce. It's just, oh my God, something happened. I'm complaining. Oh my God, 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 oh my God. And then all of a sudden, you know, you think about, oh, we got a divorce because I cheated on him. And the guy I cheated on with him had nothing to do with me. Whoopsie poopsies. I'm not saying that's what happened.
living together, and you're just in this weird, unbalanced.
She's still sniffling.
Everything just feels so up in the air, so uncertain. And
Damn, anything else?
I really have.
Yeah.
A lot.
And what? What?
I think the hardest part for me is that a lot of the things that have happened in my life, I've had no control over.
What? What?
Hey guys, this is an absolutely huge red flag here. There were two very, very enormous red flags when she was speaking here. Number one, she spoke about how nothing would change over time, right? He wasn't changing. And my question to this is always the same. Why would you marry a man? Why would you date a man? Why would you have kids with a man who you wanted to change him? This is the thing that I never understand about these situations, guys, is these women will get into marriages, they'll open their legs, they'll have kids with dudes who they want to change. Why? And the amazing part is oftentimes when the man does change, she'll get bored and up and leave him anyway.
Yep.
Okay, but why are we trying to marry dudes? Why are we trying to have children with dudes? And all this crap. And our logic is, well, I'm getting a divorce with him because I was hoping that things would change. It's like, you know...
Oxymoron.
Is the person you marry. You understand what I'm saying? You marry someone in the hopes that they'll change. That's just ridiculous. That's number one. Number two here is the victimhood spiel. Okay, I'm going to play this back because this is a huge red flag right here. Let's take a listen.
Everything just feels so up in the air, so uncertain. And, you know, I've been through a lot. I really have.
No, you haven't.
Preborn nearly has his hands on all of it.
A lot. And
What? She doesn't even
the
know.
hardest part for me is that a lot of the things that have happened in my life, I've had no control over.
Yeah, see that right there? Okay, and notice the more we're going on, guys, into this video, what are we? We're 2 minutes and 17 seconds in, and the waterworks, the crying is still continuing. I don't really believe people who cry on camera. I really don't. To me, this just says, well, I'm looking for attention. And hey, you know, maybe this woman has been through the most tragic thing of all time, okay? I still don't understand why you would cry about it and post on TikTok, okay? Because the reality is, if you're doing this, you're doing it for attention. And I don't...
Attention, money.
Like, when people put a camera, guys, you've got to understand, this woman has decided to sit down in her car, put a camera in front of her face, and then talk about her divorce process, crying, and what are we, like, well over 2 minutes into this video now. We're 2 minutes and 17 seconds into the video. And I simply don't buy the waterworks, but it's basically saying, look at this. A lot of the things that have happened in my life, I have had no control over. This is a giant red flag in men and women. I don't care. This reminds me of those people who are like, well, you know, I'm overweight and I'm unhealthy because of my genetics. And then meanwhile, they're just eating a whole bunch of crap and they smoke cigarettes. People always have a lot larger degree of control over their life than they think they do oftentimes, particularly these women who think that they're the victim of absolutely everything.
Yep.
everything just feels so up in the air, so uncertain. And, you know, I've been through a lot. I really...
Who want to date you anyway? You ugly as fuck, bitch. You don't even have actual looks. We got fat ass. That's about it. That's all right, Mom. What'd you do with your life besides have kids? That's what I say, you know, like, when people say, well, you don't know, I was like, I don't need to know anything, you're not explaining anything. When people don't explain stuff, more or less likely to probably not tell them the full truth, right? Means is this how this stuff works? What I'm saying is that this stuff works in this way, that's probably the reason why these issues are happening. As I say, you can't speak actual truth about what the fuck's going on in your life, and you're just using what you call reflecting words, which is, you know, blame everybody else but yourself. So what do you expect people are going to think about you? You got people that are going to give you sympathetics. Okay, maybe a little bit. If they actually know who you are, actually know what you've been through now. So, you know, the guy should have been so bad towards you, and you're all like, well, why'd you choose the guy in the first place? He tricked me. He manipulated me. No, you didn't manipulate. You chose him because that's the guys you like. I hear this all the time. I was asked, you know, some girls, you know, they deal with, do you guys, guys are narcissists. Guys are narcissists because they don't want to change, because you want them to change, but you don't want them to change. You know what it is? It's the idea of change that's what's making you attractive. That's it. The idea of change. Not change itself. You say, what do you mean by that? Exactly what it said. Idea of change. It's the idea that makes you. That's all it is. That's why a lot of people say have these emotional psychological issues and that. Because guess what? They weren't raised right. If you're not raised right, how the fuck are you supposed to know anything? You're not. Let's just fuck her up. It hurts. It's the biggest thing about most people. It's the act of learning that becomes something real. If you don't want to learn, your reality will never be real. Because you won't live in a reality that's actually true anymore. It becomes false. No matter how much people want to say this and say that and say this and say that, it's dead. You always want to ask, why this, why that, why don't people like to change in that? Do you change? I say, yeah, do you change? Well, I don't need to change, so I'm perfect. What? Listen here, darling, if you think you're so perfection, then why the fuck you not dating a perfectionist man? Because you know that you're faulty. That's the reason why, darling. You have what you call a regulated system inside your head, believing nonsense. Is that the right one? Oh, that's a COVID gun. There we go, that one. What's this one? No, it sucks. Yeah, you know, you date who you are. So if you're, you know, a trashy girl and that, you're pretending to be this high-class girl, like, you know, just to say, because it goes many different ways. So say, we'll go through certain scenarios of certain different ways. So, like, the first way is trashiness. What do you mean by trashiness? I mean that is someone that's uneducated. Normally, people that are uneducated normally want to pretend that they are educated. They'll use they'll use intelligent words to reflect how intelligent they are. based upon what they speak. A lot of people speak a lot of intelligence, but actually really fucking stupid. Well, how can they be stupid and be smart at the same time? You can't. You learn the ways of dealing with stuff. So say like women use their own sexuality to deal with men, so to speak. So how you deal with men, you go with men that are easily influenced by sexuality. Because most of those men are weak-ass men. Most of them are pretty weak-minded in that. So you're never going to get a man like me. I don't care how much ass or titties you throw in my face tonight, you're never going to get me just by that alone. It doesn't exist. At least not for me. That's just my personal, that's how I see it. Other people might see it like this, oh man, that girl likes me, that gives me props, it makes me an ego go up, it makes me love myself, it makes me love her, I'm so in love with her and that, she loves me, no, but the thing is, here's what people say, she loves me and I love her, and you say, well, do you love yourself more because she's with you? Well, yeah, I definitely love myself more because I got a hot girlfriend that I could show her off in front of people. I'm telling you, this is how guys think. I could show her off and them, guys would be high-fiving me and be thinking all this stuff, and like, oh man, she's hot. They're like, oh yeah, she's the hottest girl I've ever had, and that, blah, 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 blah. In the meantime, she'll lose interest because you're just bragging about her. You're giving her self-esteem through the fucking roof. And as soon as she fucking dumps your fucking ass, it's probably going to happen in a matter of, like, I don't know, a year or so when she gets tired of you, unless she really actually likes you. Which sometimes, I say most times people do. People don't date someone unless they actually really like them, especially when they're young. And then all of a sudden, but the fact of it is, that happens is the woman sees iconic men that are not like your man. And then their girlfriend says, like, why are you still dating that guy? I know this happens because I heard it happen before multiple times. It's like, why are you dating this guy? You can get a better man than him. Like, well, I love him. He's not a bad guy in that, He has his moments in that. But the thing is, when he's a show-off, and he's only doing it because he has a girl, not for himself, so to speak. It's like, for me, I do it for myself. If I walk around, I'm walking with myself and with my woman. I'm not walking with her. I'm walking with myself and her. There's a difference. For that, I love myself and I love her. But I want her to love herself and then love me. And that's how you get an actual mutual relationship, which people never fucking know about because people are dumb as fuck. I date someone because I need to be in love. Why do you date someone you need to be in love for? Well, because, that's all it is. A big smelly fart. Because the ideas of two people have to become a reality. Not one person controls another person controls another person. That's not how it works. You can't have two people control each other. You have to have a mutual agreement of dreams together. So say like if she wants a dream of saying, oh, I want to be a fashion designer, the man should be like, make that dream come true. Let's see what we can do. And by all means, sometimes people fall in. Sometimes the man will be like, okay, the woman, or say the woman might be like, what's your dream? I want to be a researcher. I want to, do what I do now, but have it in a bigger faction of having, 10 people watch you say it too. That'd be my idea of it. So make it happen. But it's not even because it's not going to happen based upon my own, but having someone being moral support and saying the respect like a workplace, saying, good job, you're doing good, baby, stream's going well. And using those positive emotions to engage with what I like to do is going to inform me to be more positive about what I like to do. And vice versa with her. Truthful. Be truthful of the mistakes that might be made. That's more or less the idea. I think that's a perfect relationship. I honestly think everyone should be the relationship should be happiness because you're showing actual truth. But here's the biggest thing: when one or two of the people, say one of the people doesn't like the whole truth mechanism, they're saying like, "Oh, let's go to the gym together because you look fat." That's the hardest thing to take, man or woman. Most people don't like negativity pushed on them for that they are negative. If they were positive, I was like, yeah, I'm getting a little pudgy. I maybe need to go to the gym and stop eating so much and that. That'd be the positive intake on it. A negative intake, I'll be like, what do you mean I'm fat? I'm not fat. You're fat. Two different things. It's negative. So if someone's positive, they're going to look at it a positive perspective. Someone's negative, look at a negative perspective. I think $1 million. I don't think it's $1 million. Damn, that smash radius is fucking huge. Try it out. Now I'm looking at 25% damage reduction with 35% more damage on all weapons. Good luck with that. But yeah, I'm being dead serious. That's actually how it should be. Because when you get two educated people together, they can formulate enormous amount of wealth together. The reason why wealth never gets formulated together because people don't like to fucking listen. Just shut the fuck up and listen. You cannot be that stupid. What I mean by stupid means the act of learning has to be high. You have to understand that you're going to be at fault. The biggest controversy I get a lot when I talk to certain people that never admitting that they're fucking wrong. Being dead fucking serious. I say, why? Oh, because I'm not wrong, because this. And they start... They start saying stuff about what other people say. Well, this person said this person... What the fuck does that person have to do with anything? Because I believe in them. Well, what if they're wrong? They never think about it. I never think about that they're wrong. I want to think about that they're right because I believe in them, but belief is your own personal opinion about something that could be false because there's not enough evidence to prove it. It's called hearsay. Hearsay in the law of court is completely bullshit, and there's not enough evidence to prove it. Guess what? It's a faulty court case. I promise you, this is what happens. It happens quite a bit, actually. And it's like, what are you gonna do? I don't know what to do because this person's a fucking moron. Yeah, it all comes out of being smart. You never see trashy people get massively filthy rich, trashy as in uneducated. Why? Because they're uneducated. That's it. They're dumb. You're stupid. And stupid means that you choose not to learn more than what you have, but you can pretend. People pretend a lot. There's people that are broke and pretend that they're rich. But you're broke. And they're like, oh, no, I'm rich. Because they use what they call bullshit methods to claim that they're rich. It's like, means you're hiding other insecurities about yourself for that you use the bullshit to make you feel better. But if you were so rich now, why are you smoking so many cigarettes? If life was so perfect for you, why are you using cigarettes as a narcotic to distress? Well, life's stressful. Why is life stressful for if you're rich? Or say you got everything, perfection in your life. See, the thing is, we can put out a front and lie to ourselves so fucking much that people don't really understand that they can just speak the truth. Say, yeah, I have issues and that, I'm financially struggling and that, I'm trying my hardest to break out of these situations and that, whatever it might be. And guess what? Life will get better because truth means better. Speak the truth to yourself. Yeah, I'm pudgy. I know I'm pudgy now. Am I massively upset that I'm not fucking 10% body fat with a rippling six-pack and a 42-inch dick? Unfortunately, I don't care. But am I satisfied with my body? Not 100%, but I'm not unsatisfied. I enjoy my body. I enjoy myself more. Am I growing? Yes, I am growing. My chest is getting bigger and I'm getting bigger, and this is what I like to do. So let's listen to more of this shenanigans.
A lot. And I think the hardest part for me is that a lot of the things that have happened in my life, I've had no control over. They weren't my choices. They were just sort of things that happened around me or to me or whatever.
Yeah, guys, you know, my life situation, my life predicaments, a lot of the things that have happened in my life, they were all just circumstance. They were all just luck, you know. I never have any agency in these things. This is how you wind up with people who are essentially just not trustworthy, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're just completely not trustworthy. People who say that they're always, you know, that they're consistently the victim of their circumstance are really dangerous people to associate with, in my opinion. You know, because it's never their fault. It's always somebody else's fault. There's no personal accountability whatsoever. There is no ability to adjust your own behaviors because, hey, we've done nothing wrong. It's just other people. You know what I'm saying?
I see. I heard that
so
a
I want to
lot.
wind this back as well in a lot of these situations. So someone's talking about the fact that she still has to live with her husband, like the dude that she's divorcing, they still have to live together. I'm just as soon as I hear that sentence, I always question in my head, well, I wonder who paid for the house. I wonder who's paying the mortgage, who's paying the rent, whatever, or who's bought the house, whatever. That's question number one. Question number two, who's all that crap going to go to after the fact? Okay, this is the scary crap about marriage. This is what happens when you sign a contract, and I can't tell from this video, but I hope that this man doesn't lose everything.
Just sort of things that happened around me or to me or whatever. And because this was my choice, sometimes I feel, what the frick am I doing to myself? Like, is this going to be worth it in the long run for me and my kids?
Really telling how it's my kids, by the way.
Yep.
Again, this tells me that we're making a play to take the kids, right?
Around me or to me or whatever. And because this was my choice, sometimes I feel, what the frick am I doing to myself? Like, is this going to be worth it in the long run for me and my kids?
When you say your kids,
You know, I hope it is. I hope it's the right choice. But I've never, like, put myself in a position to be this.
stupid? It's not your kids. You didn't produce them on your own. It's you say me and my ex-husband's kids. That's not selfish. I can't stand selfish women like that. My kids. You can't have kids unless the guy busted a nut in you, by the way. Well, it's like girl power. Okay. Complaining is the best method of being dumb. I just say that because when people complain a lot, it's not trying to actually get something done. You're just complaining just because it makes it easier for you to use emotions to pull people in. I find that priceless.
Oh my god!
Guys do it a lot too. Women are kind of like into that category doing it. Anyway, I'm going to get off on that. I'll get back on later tonight. I'm going to take a shower and all that crap. Hope you guys have a good conversation, though. There's more to come. See you guys later. Bye.